Can you talk about what exactly that is? And then maybe some examples of what are the most common scenarios of money trauma that people experience when they're younger that lead them to then feel helpless and hopeless when they're older?
Yeah, so I talk about financial trauma because what we have found is that your money skipped your beliefs around money, they become dysfunctional when you hold on to them rigidly. And quite often there's an intense emotion associated with that. And so when I think about trauma, I think about something that feels like it's out of your control, something that feels like it's a threat to your well-being. And money has a lot of threats associated with it. Like if you don't have money, it literally is a threat to your safety and well-being and your ability to survive. So it's real closely linked to survival. And so when you feel like things are out of control, when you feel like no matter what you do, it doesn't make a difference, when you feel like something happened and devastated you or your family history, this is why I think growing up in poverty is just a series of trauma after trauma that people endure. And then meanwhile, you're watching other people who seem to be having a much better life, which makes you even feel worse about it. So I think trauma around money is anything that leads to that sense of disempowerment, that sense of helplessness and hopelessness. And I feel like to shift out of that, you really have to kind of dig back into your history and think about it with your adult brain.
Mm.
Because as children, we are just looking to make sense of what's happening to us. And so we'll latch onto a belief that makes sense. Like my grandpa's example, you can't trust banks with your money. That he never went back and revisited that with sort of his more logical adult brain because he was wrapped up in his emotion around it. And so that's really sort of the route to healing, if you will, healing that trauma is being able to look at it sort of like with a bird's eye view and look at it more accurately around what's the reality of the situation right now.